Give me 1 second. Make sure my volume and everything is cool before I get going. Give me 1 second. All right, we're just gonna go. I haven't got a notification yet on my computer, but hey, Shalom. Hey, before I get started, I'm gonna give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwarash. Hey, double honors unto my apostles and others of great millstone. Peace and safety to the sincere Akim that's out here pushing this word in truth and in all sincerity. Shalom. All right, like I said, all right, there we go. This just showed up on the computer for me. There we go. Showed up. Yep, we good. All right, so let's go with it. So again, as the title of this is, it's safety. Well, it should have said in the pocket. It's safe. It's safety in the pocket, aka breakdown slash Genesis 3 breakdown. And like I said, that's what I want to focus in on this lesson. Um, but the first thing I wanted to focus in on is in the spirit of um, you know making adjustments within our teaching styles, and evolving, elevating, how you taught maybe a year or two ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, however that length of time for you is. We all should be improving and becoming more sound teachers, you know. And a lot of that has to do with just remembering that um, it's the word of the Lord that should shine. It's not about me, you, or whoever. We're literally just the voice box of Yahweh Shemi Shai. So, matter of fact, I got one. I was just thinking about some precepts as I'm talking, but let's go to this. It's a good one. This is Romans. Oh, what is that? 3, I think. Is it Romans 3? Yeah, this is Romans 3 and 3 real quick. And it says, "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai without effect? God forbid." So the answer is no. And we have to remember that there's comfort in understanding what's being said even here. What if some did not believe? So we should have a understanding with our teaching to understand through biblical prophecy that the majority of our people are not going to believe this. All right. See, this is another thing that Christianity tries to apply to believers. This is not talking to the world or all nations and that BS thought process. This is speaking to Israelites. What if some didn't believe that they're Israelites? What if some didn't believe that we're in the end times and Yahweh Shai is the name and this, that, and the third? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai without effect? God forbid. So the answer is no. So we should have confidence and comfort in understanding that biblical prophecy is going to be fulfilled. So there's no need for um the emotional side of it. Now we're emotional beings. So again, there's going to be times that the fury within you will show, or the whatever. There's different emotions. That there's not just one type of emotion or one emotion. You're not just either happy, sad, and angry. There's a lot of other emotions. So when you say, you know, uh, basically keeping the emotional side of it at bay, that involve. Hey, I say it like this, right? If you're a brother and you get annoyed by people very easy, You got to check that. That's an emotion. That's an emotion as well as anger and wrath. Though there's about at least 100 different emotions. All right. That's why I said it's not just when you say don't be emotional. You gotta be mindful that there are a lot of emotions. Okay. So you have to have comfort in the fact that the majority that are going to hear you speak this are not going to believe, and you got to be rooted and established in that, and be fine with that. Really accept that. But let's get to the point. Yea, let Yahweh Shem Shai be true, but every man a liar, as it is written. Thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. How are we justified and might overcome in our sayings when we are judged? Because these people of the world are judging us. All right, the powers that be, the public, there's judgment involved. But when you are moving, see, you that's why I said staying in the pocket. When you get outside, and the apostles and elders always push this because it's safety in the pocket. When you're, quarterbacking, the speaker, when you're speaking, you're quarterbacking the situation. Think about it on that level. Why would you get outside of the pocket that the Lord established? The scriptures say that the angels of the Lord encampeth around him that feareth the Lord. That's literally like a O line, right? So again, why would you get outside of your pocket unnecessarily? Why would you do that? And the answer is there's no reason for it. It's dangerous. All right. So we're only justified by our words um that we teach of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. When you bring your own spin to it, emotions to it, etc., be mindful you are stepping outside of let the words of the Lord speak for you. All right. So let's keep going in this. Where were we at? Um, let's see. So bear with me 1 second. I can find this precept. Hmm, hold on. Your all right. Let's go to Colossians 4 and 6, and KJV greatest. So it says, "Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man." So again, there's plenty of scriptures that speak on us being mindful of our words and how we say things, and our direction of words and the effects of those words. There's so much to it that you want to consider when you're out here. you know. And these devils, they're pushing these wicked decrees out here. They're making moves, and at the end of the day, it makes no sense for us to give them fuel. Like I say, this is the Lord did not handle his persecution like some gangbanging nigga movie actor. All right, you are not going to handle this like you are Samuel L. Jackson or Ice Cube or somebody in the end about to get shot up or some shit like that. Or the police is coming for you. This is not Cleo from fuck. You're not Cleo. Like that's what I'm saying. Jake be having Cleo from Set It Off energy when they think about persecution versus. No, you want to be mindful of every step. The scriptures say, think not what you should say. So therefore, why, if that's how it is, the Lord is going to put his words in you. You should be mindful of what you're saying. Is this the spirit, or is this me leading in my own spirit? Is this me allowing the effects of my day is what I'm leading with, or am I leading with the fact of what feeding the elect, feeding the flock? Is this edifying? So again, let's I just wanted to say a few words on that. We're gonna get straight to the to this lesson I want to get to. I know I wanted to stick to this routine. So let's get to Genesis, the third chapter, and let's just go from there and see where the Spirit takes us. It's 24 verses. It shouldn't take us too long. All right. So this is Genesis 3 and 1, and it says, "Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord Yahweh had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai saith that ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent." Now again, this is it must be explained that this serpent is not a actual serpent. This was not a black mamba. This is not the snake off of Jungle Book, the big serpent from Jungle Book. And it was That's not what's going on here, okay? Get Like I said, get these cartoon and black culture and westernized entertainment thoughts out of your head. See, we speak about how movies, you can use certain movies in the senses of showing you a visual of biblical prophecy, but at the same time, man, Jake be having Fresh Prince of Bel Air demons on them. They be having Martin demons on them. They be having Bill Cosby. They be having their lives and personalities are molded by American culture. So they hear this and they mind go to the Jungle Book. All right, no, the serpent here was a man. All right, an evil man, though a wicked man. Okay, this was a wicked man, subtile, that was seducing, right, and causing Eve to go astray. And that's how we know that this spirit goes back to Esau, man. All right, Esau is the manifestation of wickedness on the planet Earth. Just like Jacob is the manifestation of righteousness on the planet Earth, Esau is the manifestation of wickedness on the planet Earth. So that's how we know that this serpent here, a matter of fact, let's get a few scriptures on that real quick. Build upon that point of balance. All right. Go to Proverbs 11 and 1, and it says, "A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is the delight." So, like that song, joy and pain. I like sunshine and rain. It's balanced. You can't have one without the other. If you never had pain, you would never appreciate joy. And if you never had joy, then you would never really it go hand in hand with each other. You can't just have one without the other. You can't have a day without night, hot without cold. Okay. So um let's go from there real quick because I want to prove that this serpent is a man. All right. Let's go to Revelation 12 and bear me 1 second. I know it's in here. Give me 1 second. Yep, let's read it. 12 and 9. And it says, "And the great dragon which was cast out, that serpent, that old serpent," going back to the serpent of the garden, that old serpent from Genesis to Revelation would be a state of old, right? Of time past, "called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world." So the serpent that was in the garden begin its deceiving of the world, going back to Eve. All right. And that's how we know. Matter of fact, let's just build upon this. There's no rush. Bear me 1 second. This is Psalms 58 and bear me. And 2. "Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, deceit. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ears. This is talking about a man, which that man that represents the wicked is Esau, the so-called white man. All right. Whether you feel a way about it or not, it does not matter. And it is not a color thing. It's just that the mark of Esau is the lack of pigment. They don't have melanin. Now, are all so-called white people Edomites? No. And that's where staying in the pocket of understanding. You can't say that I hate all white people because a lot of white people, so-called white people, are Israelites. Just as a lot of so-called dark-skinned people, they're not. That doesn't make you an Israelite. A lot of dark-skinned people. There's a lot of dark-skinned Edomites out here. I'm not talking about in actions. I'm talking about in the spirit. Like literally, your blood. You are a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Esau, nigga. All right, you might be blacker than me. That don't mean nothing, but that's staying in the pocket. See that the trump card to you calling us a hate group towards a specific kind of people is the Israelite foreigners. See, we understand that. Even with Drake. See, this little idiot Kendrick was trying to push this inside joke. Was trying to push this whole energy of, you a white boy, this, that, and the third, going to show you that man is on no level when it comes to a knowledge of the scriptures, man. All right. Drake goes back to his bloodline, goes back to his father. I don't care about his white mother, but that offends a lot of you. All right. He's an Israelite. And his son, no matter how little pigment and white and blue-eyed he is, that's an Israelite boy. More than likely of the tribe of Judah. And if you're offended by that, hey, fuck off. All right. So we went to Psalms 80:58. We read that. Let's go back to Revelation 9 again. And it says, that dragon which was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, and he was cast out into the earth, and his angels was cast out with him. This is talking about the elite of Esau and their power structure. Okay, that's why I set a verse up that the Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and fought his angels. Okay, so reading on verse 10, and it says, and I heard a low voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and in the kingdom of our power and the power um of his anointed. For the here's the point, proving that it's a man. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. Our brethren, who is Jacob's brother? Esau. Jacob and Esau shared the womb. See, it all ties hand in hand with each other. So this was all to prove that um, the serpent in the garden is a man, and specifically a wicked man who was the progenitor of the Edomites that would come back as Esau. Okay, the mark of Cain was on Esau. All right, now let's go back to Genesis 3. All right, now it says Genesis 3:3, and it says, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, uh Yahweh Bashem Yahushai have said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Right. This is not talking about an actual um mango or piece of fruit, man. This is talking about a philosophy, all right? The fruits of your labor, all right? Soul food. This is talking about the philosophies. Okay, the Lord told us back then, just like He tells us to stay away from these idols and the philosophies of these other nations. The same thing. That's what got us in this predicament today. Okay, they reading on, and it says, "And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For Yahweh Bashem Yahushai doeth know that in the day that ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And the woman saw the tree that was good for the tree was good for food, to ingest it, to take it into herself, to believe upon it, right? Because think about another thing that the scriptures consider. Wine is another terminology used for philosophies and schools of thought, right? But wine, where does wine come from? Wine comes from fruit, grapes. Okay, just tying it all together. And it says, "Was pleasant unto the eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise." Yeah, there's no tree out here that'll make your ass wise, man. I don't give a damn how many apples you eat off a tree, nigga. You're not gonna get smarter. The all it's gonna do is just make you shit eating a bunch of apples. If you just go out there and eat 20 apples right now, all it's gonna do is make you go to the bathroom. Okay, that's it. I don't care. You can go eat a banana, all the bananas. There's no tree on planet Earth that makes you wiser. That's how you know it's not actually a piece of fruit. She took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave it unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Right. Because how does it not sound good that you would know good and evil and be as gods? Think about that. Jake sell out. Our people sell out for less. Our people sell out for used um um Chevy Camaros with floater rims on it and shit like that. Think about that. This was the devil tempting. That's what it is. Okay. So they did eat. And what is that? Think about men that listen to their woman. It be your woman, it be the woman in most cases. Like, I'm not saying on all cases, because the scriptures do speak about, there are women out here that hear this word, hear this truth, and they introduce their husbands to it. So there are women like that. But that's a far and few. The majority of women, if you talk to them, they're gonna try to introduce you to some bullshit. They're gonna try to introduce you to some astrology shit, some type of pagan ephod, African princess, Santa Maria, what you name it, Christianity, whole a black. These women be into everything. So it was the same thing that was happening to Adam. All right, it was just his woman was doing it to him. Like, damn, you know what? That's why you shouldn't really. You gotta take advice from your woman on specific things. You just can't be just sitting around. That's why you got this Jake out here reading, letting this woman teach the Bible. Man, the Lord gonna deal with both you niggas, man. All right, you niggas. I don't give a fuck if you think you sincere. You niggas is wrong for that. Period. Because a woman, as the scriptures say, "I suffer not a woman to teach and to suck authority." Man, a woman don't really. A woman's job is to teach other women how to be women, man. Don't nobody want to hear none of that shit about anything you got to say about correction or what a man should be or shouldn't be doing. What you should be doing is teaching these women how to bake, how to and hey, how to please them. They man, I'm saying I'll keep it clean. All right, how to raise these children and how to lead, how to be a wife. That's what you're supposed to talk about. In all the years I've been on the internet and I've been seeing Israelite women, you don't never see no woman ever does that shit. Show me an Israelite woman, shalom and all of that. Show me a woman with her bread with a bread recipe. You got this woman out there, this Nara Smith woman, if you're familiar on TikTok, she be cooking everything from scratch. She be like, "Oh, I had a taste for um, I had a taste for a grilled cheese sandwich with, da, 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 da. So I'm gonna make bitch make the bread from scratch, bitch make the cheese from scratch, bitch make the butter from scratch." Like, I'm like, God damn, and you Israelite women, but you want to do what we do. And if we sat to the side, I know I'm going off subject, but this is going back to just the boneheadedness of women, going all the way back to Eve, just boneheaded. All right. And what we got to learn specifically from this lesson as men is, like I say, through the spirit. And man, really don't be you got to listen to your woman for the things that you know you're supposed to be listening to your woman about. You ain't supposed to be listening to your woman about life decisions in the senses of your soul, nigga. Are you dumb? Are you stupid? She's supposed to be listening to you. You're the leader. Think about that. You could take advice if your woman is in the spirit of what you talking about and she's giving it to you. Yeah, nah, that's right. You on point there. Hey, you right. You be humble enough to know that. That's your woman. You build her up to be able to give you sound advice when needed. But if I don't know about this yet. How about Shimmy? I was shy, man. I think we should just go and be more. And yeah, you know what, man? You right, man. You a fucking idiot. All right, let's read on. And it says, and the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And what this is speaking about of their being naked is the fact of um bear me one second, let's get a precept. Let's see, bear me one second. Bear me one second. This is Second Corinthians 5 and let's start at top one. For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, and we have a building of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, a house not made with hands internal in the heavens. For in this we groan earnestly desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven. If so be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked. So how do we get clothed? Through this understanding of this word is how we get clothed. This is you put your covering. All right. Matter of fact, let's go to what is that? Isaiah, Isaiah 30. Jumping around a little bit. I know there's supposed to be a Genesis, but hey, it's in the spirit. That's why you gotta be sincere in the spirit, because if you just like a lot of men be just regurgitating breakdowns, you know, hey man, hey, I was watching, you go back and you revisit breakdowns, like, because you always got to go back and watch and make and build upon, make it more dense, your understanding. But if you just gonna take somebody else's notes and he said this and then go back and teach it that way, the spirit has me going on into things that I'm going in according to this Genesis the third. And that's why every man, the spirit, works with every man that's sincere. Um, uh, Individually. All right, we're a body, but the Lord's, as the scriptures say, the Lord will sup with you. You know. So this is Isaiah 30 and 1, and it says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." And a lot of our people have so-called white people have American Edomite coverings on them. A lot of our people got nasty, stinky Umar Johnson Pan African demons and clothing on them. Right? A lot of our people got Moab Chinese chopstick Stewie um, demons on them. They don't have a Hebrew Israelite covering on them. So Adam and Eve, when their eyes were open, they realized that they didn't have a covering because they were wise. They weren't. As the saying goes, the Lord really had it where we were supposed to just be ignorantly bliss. But of course, through biblical prophecy and the Lord's words, we're here. So I'm just making it in the senses of before that they were just ignorant bliss, just enjoying the garden, eating. You know, they were not butt naked. All right, that's off. But they were just in the spirit of just the space. But then they realized, oh shit, it's more to this. The same thing with you waking up to this truth, and you realize you didn't have a covering. And then you begin to cover yourself in this counsel in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which is found in these scriptures. Okay. So it says, where am I at? This is Genesis 3 and 8. And it says, and they heard the voice of the Lord Yahweh walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord Yahweh amongst the trees of the garden. And they were not hiding behind the trees like this, like Mortal Kombat 2 stage, man. This was not an enchanted forest. These trees were speaking of men. All right. The nations are known as trees. Okay. When you have a family, when you go to the Johnson family reunion, right, or the Jenkins reunion, or whatever your last name family reunion was. You know, Jake don't really be getting down like that now. But when Jake used to have family reunions, what would you have? You had that damn family reunion T-shirt, and it had a family tree on it, right? It had the base of it be the foundational pieces of the family, and then you had the branches and so on and so forth. Branches. Ephraim is a fruitful bow, and his branches spreadeth out. It's a tree being fruitful. All right. So there's other precepts I could get, but through the spirit, I just want to keep moving. But this tree, the hitting amongst themselves on the trees were the other nations. All right. Um, and it says, and he said, who told thee that thou was naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded? Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped down. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Adam, and he said unto him, where art thou? Oh, I read that already. Excuse me. And he said, I heard the voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, who told thee that thou was naked? And has thou eaten of the tree wherefore I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? And the man said, the woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And that's what you get when you listen to your woman. You know, Adam went off by listening. You know, the Lord commanded him directly to do something, and he got in uh, too comfortable with his woman. And that's Adam was Yahweh Shai, and that was the same. And Adam was Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai was Adam and King Solomon. And the same thing happened to King Solomon with the women. He got an age and he started listening to the women because, hey man, when if you don't have a certain like rule over your woman, and I'm not talking about being a damn caveman, but I'm talking about over the direction and the decision making of your household, your woman will lead you into utter destruction, man. No household that ever is led by a woman is successful, and that's not being shady, that's not being messy, that's just the truth, man. And only household that can be ruled by a woman that is barely ruled by a woman is ruled by when she's ruling her goddamn self, and it's still off. But I'm speaking to if in the dynamics of a husband and wife, if you are the husband and you're listening to your woman all the time about everything because you're afraid to say no, or you don't have the balls to stand up and say that's some bullshit, you're gonna fall and you're gonna end up in a pit straight up. All right, be offended. All right, and it says, and the Lord and the Lord Yahweh said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. So it's funny here. Eve fucked up, but Eve did. Hey man, Eve today don't even acknowledge they wrong. She said, she said the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. They got beguiled. They got tricked straight up. But Eve today, you say Eve won't ever. Nah, nah. And then man, you see, it's your fault that I was this and I was that. That's what Eve do today. Well, really, it was Adam. Nah, man. The scriptures say that Eve was in the transgression, but at least she owned up to it. But Eve today don't own up to it. I'm not even saying that Eve fully owned up to it. I'm speaking in the spirit of at least right here. She didn't try to, nah, Lord, I don't know what the hell you talking about. Well, see, Lord, if you didn't make this serpent, then this wouldn't have happened. Well, Lord, see, really, it's your fault, Lord, because see, Lord, that's how these people are. All right. So it says, and the Lord, this and it says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle. And this is how you know that this is not talking about a serpent, because how the hell are serpents cursed above all things? Serpents are amazing creatures. Serpents are needed in this society. Serpents keep rat populations down. Serpents keep eat a lot of different animals. Serpents aren't. So, show me the why serpents today are cursed. Serpents are like super creatures. Like we say, when you think about serpents and snakes, man, you got snakes that live in the snow areas, snakes that live in deserts, snakes that live in the jungles, snakes that live in trees, snakes that live underground, snakes that some snakes can live in the some snakes live in the sea, some snakes live in between water and land, man. Some snakes are big. Like think about it. Think about it. That's what I'm speaking to. I'm thinking of saying all the things to say when it's speaking about ye shall be cursed above. Who is cursed above all things according to the scriptures? Esau. Esau is cursed above all things. If you don't believe it, let's get this real quick. And it says, this is Hebrews 12 and 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, for who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. There's no repentance for Esau. I don't give a damn what all these sellout groups niggas are saying out here. There's no repentance for Esau. I don't. Esau look like a Chinese man. Esau look like an Arab man. Esau look like a white man. Esau look like a black man, Spanish man. Esau put his seed everywhere. He's a man. Listen, man. Esau's the original passport, bro. Fuck is we talking about? Niggas, they be trying to put that shit on Jake because Jake go to Brazil to go get some pussy, man. Esau is a colonizer. The so-called white man was colonizing this bitch, man. He was laying seed everywhere. So his seed gonna look like everything, man. He love these women. He love his little hot chocolates and mamacitas and chung lees and he love all that shit, man. Esau, hey man, Esau is a hey man, Esau's a Hebrew. Shit, he's Shemitic. He's a Shem, man. Shem get down a certain way. I ain't got no problem with him claiming being Shem. Just don't be out here saying we anti-Shem and we good. You see what I'm saying? So there's no repentance. He's cursed above all things. You get it? He's cursed. There's no repentance. When you look into the Zondervan dictionary and you read about Esau, it speaks about Esau having no mercy. There's no mercy upon Esau. Even with the other nations, after they serve hardcore bondage captivity, after a period of time, they will be set up and be good. But Esau will not. He's cursed. So do you get the understanding of Genesis 3? And it says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shall thou go, and dust shall thou eat all the days of thy life. And like I said, show me a snake upon the earth that eats dust, a dirt eating snake. There isn't. This is talking about a state of confusion. And Esau was in that state. All right. And I saw a picture recently about the dark ages where it was like, yeah, how they talk about the dark ages. Think about what other group of people do they talk about in that same stint? When they talk about the dark ages and our people today, they look at us as uneducated and this, that, and the third. That's the same speech going to show you that that was us during that time period. Esau has done great things because the Lord put the spirit on him too, but really It's all in the name of of him setting himself up to destroy his own self. That's how cursed Esau is. Esau has literally built the weapon and built the system for him to fall in. He 144. All right. So reading on, we're gonna finish this up, and it says, "And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed, and it shall bruise thy head, and thy shall bruise his heel." Again, this is speaking of future prophecy, which was fulfilled in Genesis the 20, about what, 20 chapters forward. Genesis what, 25, when Esau came out first and Jacob held the heel. Okay, so that's the enmity between thy seed and her seed, Jacob and Esau. All right, this is the longest. Understand, the war between Jacob and Esau is the longest war of all time. We've been at each other's necks since Cain and Abel. Cain and Abel was a prequel, which the next chapter I believe gets into that. Cain and Abel was really just a prequel um um to to Jacob and Esau. That's why Cain, you have Abel, which we'll go into in the next touch on when I do this. Abel means what is it? All, which is like a breath, right? Like a breath, like transitory. You know, as they have defined meaning, it was here and it was here one moment and gone the next moment, right? So we're 144 again. I'll praise you about Shimmy Shai. Let's finish this up. All right. Um, and it says, "And unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrows and thy conception, and in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children." Because, amen, these women, they don't. It's funny, today is Mother's Day, but really in the spirit, these women really hate being mothers. And there's an element where you gotta, like I said, it's about having understanding of what's going on. This is not a these man being a woman and childbearing is not fun. It's not a great enjoyable moment, especially in the society, especially in America. America don't have no doesn't protect these women. And you know, you got countries around the world that give paternity leave to the fathers, where you could take time, paid time off from your job to be with your family. Ain't no shit like that here. These jobs don't give a fuck if your child is born. You better get, nigga. You better make sure this store is open. Fuck that child. That's the motto of this society. That's why abortions is the number one hobby behind fucking baseball and apple pie. Abortion is as American as Chevy pickup trucks. All right, straight up. And it says um and thy desire shall be to thy husband. Because see, now we're in a time now, brothers and sisters, where women are really desiring their husbands because it's hard, man. See, that energy of I'm independent, man. Women are getting their ass kicked out here, man. It's not easy. It's not easy for men. If it's not easy for men, you think it's easy for these fucking women? It's hard. Traveling, driving, working, dealing with the stresses of the job, school, daycare, groceries, inflation, period. That shit ain't easy. So now they're starting to desire this. There's never been a moment really where these women have ever truly desired their husbands, but we're going to enter into a time where these women are going to realize that you're the rock that's going to save me. That a man is more precious than fine gold. That energy. 444, man. All right. Moving on. And it says, and he said unto Adam, and unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, thou and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, and in sorrow shalt thou eat of it in all the days of thy life. So this ground is cursed behind really the acts of Adam, Eve, and the serpent. Okay, so now we got to go out here and sweat and shit. You know, we got to go out here and bust our ass and dig holes and if you want to eat something, you got to plant it versus before it was just fruit. It was just plants. It was just vegetables and, so on and so forth. If your ass ain't like I said, living in this place, man, this place is fruitless, man. It's a fruitless country. You know, it ain't no. I can't tell you the last time I walked by a tree and it was fruit on it, man. You know, you may be in Florida, maybe in certain patches, but I'm talking about just a random. You know, oh, there's an apple tree in our backyard or a peach tree, man. That shit don't exist no more. If you want something, you got to go plant that shit. You got to make a garden. You know, you got to get the garden. The garden originally was the Lord, and He created it for our sake. But now we got to go and nigga, you got to go till that ground and work it. And then we don't get no return on the shit no more, man. Now your ass is a goddamn slave digging and planting shit for nothing, and you don't even get to eat it. You don't even get a portion of the land. At least our forefathers were indentured servants and got parts. Now your ass is just doing the work for fucking $8, $9, $10 an hour if you lucky, and your ass is killing yourself fast with that work. What's the new plantation? These factories and warehouse centers. All right, let's finish this off. And it says and it says thorns and thistles shall it bring forth for thee. And that and what was the main thing that Jake was picking in slavery? Cotton. Cotton really is a is a flower. It has the little thistles, thorns on the side. It's really a beautiful flower that's fucked up, man. Jake was picking flowers, which is cotton. I've been to cotton fields, and I remember the one time it had me emotional because I'm like, yo, the really fucking hated us, man. To had us down in this goddamn heat, South Carolina heat, picking cotton, man. That's the only thing I thought about when I went down there in the country, man. Because I was in South Carolina, so I at one time I went deep into the country. I was like, yo, man, the Lord was really through with us, man. So it says, and it shall bring forth thorns and thistles, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field, and in the sweat of thy face thou shalt eat the bread till thou return unto the ground. Yeah, you gonna just work in your ass until you die, nigga. That's what that's when this idea of work was introduced behind this wicked exchange between these three individuals. Eve, but he was the mother of all living, and also his wife did the Lord Yahweh make coats of skins and clothing. So this is them now. They're in the line of Israel being created. Real sons of God, Adamites, Adam all the way down to Noah, Noah all the way down to Abraham, Abraham all the way down to Jacob, Jacob all the way down to the tribes, all the way down to us. All right. And it says, and the Lord Yahweh said, behold, the man is become as one of us to know good and evil. Now, lest he put forth his hand and take also the tree of life and eat and live forever. Therefore, the Lord Yahweh sent forth from the garden, sent him forth from the garden, even to till the ground from hence, from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man and placed him at the east of the garden of Eden, cherubims and flaming swords, which turned every way to keep them away from the tree of life. Right. So now we are eating from that tree of life, you know, which is this knowledge. All right. The knowledge is the tree of life. This knowledge is what's going, because the scriptures say immortality is righteousness is immortality. When the Lord changes us over in a twinkle of an eye, which is starting now through the Spirit, you know, that this is us eating of that tree of life. That's why the scriptures say that, you know, those that believe shall not perish. All right. Hey, so with that, I'm gonna close this up. That's the Genesis, the third chapter. I pray that this was edifying and informative. I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Kakarash. Shalom.